The year is 2040. Massive new skyscrapers now tower over the midtown skyline.
Across the city, the crown of the torch is already glowing brightly.
It is not just the skyline that has changed. The airport is also transformed.
Beneath your feet, entirely new rail lines connect neighborhoods that were never linked before. Trains now move through brand new tunnels under the Hudson, where the old ones nearly failed. Step into Penn Station, where natural light and open spaces finally breathe new life. A station that finally feels like it truly belongs to New York City.
Nothing reminds you that this used to be one of the most hated stations.
Outside, entire districts have been built on top of active rail yards. Parts of the coastline have been raised to protect the city from the rising ocean. At JFK, you step into a terminal that feels like something out of the future. If you look around New York today, you can already see it starting.
Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the latest advancements in cinematic lighting techniques for your home studio.
This is 2 World Trade Center, perhaps the most emotionally loaded project in the city.
At JFK, you step into a terminal that feels like something out of the future.
Nearly 25 years later, the 6-hectare site still is not finished.
The 4 World Trade Center came first, opening in 2013.
Then 1 World Trade Center the year after, and 3 World Trade Center in 2018.
The Memorial opened in 2011, and the Oculus Transit Hub in 2016.
But one plot has just been sitting there, waiting for someone to finally build on it. That is finally about to change. Construction is actually set to begin now.
Designed by Norman Foster, the tower will be 374 meters tall, with outdoor terraces.
A station that finally feels like it truly belongs to New York City.
The architects had to design around a footprint that has been locked in for over a decade.
The column positions and load points were set in concrete for a completely different design.
Engineers first have to go down into that old foundation and verify it is still sound.
Then they have to connect the new tower to it seamlessly.
Completion is expected in 2031, closing the chapter on one of the longest reconstruction efforts.
The torch is something completely different.
It is a 314-meter skyscraper in the Theater District, and it is a pretty controversial building. At the top of the tower, there is a metal crown inspired by classic architectural monuments.
According to the latest updates, this design has been slightly changed in favor of a vertical column.
Inside that crown is a 90-meter free-fall drop ride, enclosed in glass. It means you are dropping 90 meters at nearly 100 kilometers an hour.
Critics have called it a spectacle skyscraper built for Instagram, not the neighborhood.
And the construction itself has not been smooth either.
The project went completely dark in 2024, running into problems with lawsuits.
But work started again in 2025, and as of now, you can see it going up pretty quickly.
What do you think? Is this a good addition to the city's skyline?
The torch is something completely different. A few blocks away, 2 more towers are planned, and they might be even more impressive.
One pushing the limits of engineering, and one chasing high records.
This is 175 Park Avenue, directly east of Grand Central.
Instead of hiding its structural work inside, they put it all on the outside.
They formed a huge web of steel columns covering the entire facade. Because all of that structure is on the outside, every floor inside is completely column-free.
Directly below are 8 active subway lines and a Metro North rail loop. So engineers can only anchor the building through the narrow gaps between tunnels. To make that work, they designed a hidden platform of massive steel trusses spanning the entire site. Which means they are basically balancing the skyscraper on a handful of legs. A few blocks away, 350 Park Avenue will be even taller.
The developer bought unused air rights from 2 landmark churches, so it can reach 488 meters.
That would make it taller than the Empire State Building.
But the most ambitious project might not be a tower at all.
This is Hudson Yards Phase 2, an entire new neighborhood on Manhattan's West Side. The idea behind it is very similar to 175 Park Avenue, just on a completely different scale. I will show you this, New York's new stadium in Queens, and plenty more mega projects in a second.
When working on these videos, a big part of the process is finding the right visuals and sounds.
And Storyblocks is a huge help here. Storyblocks offers a huge library of footage, music, sound effects, and templates. This is Hudson Yards Phase 2, an entire new neighborhood on Manhattan's West Side. What I like most is that you can download as many assets as you want. While editing, you can try many different clips and just see what works best. Everything is included in a single subscription.
Storyblocks also saves a lot of time.
And you can even access everything directly inside Premiere Pro and After Effects with their plugin. They say creators save around 3.5 hours a week on average, and that honestly makes sense. If you want to start making videos, head to storyblocks.com/megabuilds. Thanks again to Storyblocks for supporting the channel.
And now, let's look at how Hudson Yards is being built.
Instead of anchoring a single tower, engineers are building a massive platform across the entire site. The platform alone cost around $2 billion before a single floor even goes up. So to make the numbers work, it has to generate serious money. Early plans promised nearly 5,800 apartments in a city that desperately needs them. But that number has been scaled back.
The current plan is closer to 4,000 apartments, along with a large public park and a new school. One project that is a bit further ahead is Etihad Park, a 25,000-seat stadium in Queens.
And you can even access everything directly inside Premiere Pro and After Effects with their plugin. Before construction could even begin, crews had to remove over 200,000 tons of toxic earth.
So engineers drove more than 1,400 piles deep into the ground, locking the entire site in place.
But not all of New York's mega projects are about building something new.
So engineers drove more than 1,400 piles deep into the ground, locking the entire site in place.
Phase 2 is finally moving forward, with 3 new stations extending the line into Harlem.
The full line is supposed to run all the way down to Manhattan.
Brooklyn and Queens seem like neighbors, right? And they are, physically.
The full line is supposed to run all the way down to Manhattan. It will connect 17 subway lines along the way, linking neighborhoods that were never directly connected.
Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.